You're welcome, by the way.
Nice.
Jeff Wondra here today. Wheels with Wondra from Snell Motors on the corner of Madison Avenue and Highway 22 in Mankato. No joke. It's a new month, and it's Distracted Driving Awareness Month.
That's right. That's a real thing. National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. And I think I talked about this last April, but it's a nice refresher just to kind of keep it top of mind again, because we all have some pretty nasty habits while driving on the road. Whether you're disciplining the kids in the back seat, retrieving something that fell on the floor, or eating your breakfast cereal on the way to work, those kind of things. There's 100 different ways that you can be distracted while driving on the road, and one of the most common is cell phone use and texting. And, some of the statistics that I looked at last year versus this year, they have increased. So it's not going the right direction, unfortunately. So I just kind of want to remind people about it. Now, Bluetooth is a good alternative for not putting your headset up to your face and kind of blocking the whole right side of your everything with your arm and cell phone. But it's also confusing when states also have laws that prohibit cell phone usage. So they don't want you using your cell phone in the vehicle, but yet the manufacturers put Bluetooth and things to make it easier and safer, of course. I think abstaining from using your cell phone altogether is definitely the best idea to focus, and I'll kind of cover that in a second. But it's safe to say that there is a pretty unhealthy obsession with cell phones. I think there's a movie where people basically live in a virtual life, and they don't actually have any interaction with real people. So only my Facebook friends are my real friends. So again, I just wanted to kind of make an effort this month to stay off the phone completely. If it's tough when you hear that ding, or you hear your phone ring, you want to instantly grab it and find out what's going on, because I can't miss it, because everything is kind of second by second. But I think the fact that thousands of people have died in preventable car crashes because of cell phones should just, again, your phone rings, think of that. That's something that you don't see that deer run out. You don't see that, bicycle try to cross the road there quickly. You don't see that person slam on their brakes when you're looking at your cell phone. So if you need to receive a phone call, there's some very important people out there that need to receive phone calls and text messages and reply. I understand that. If you need to do that, just pull over to the side of the road. Just pull over, answer the phone, talk on the phone, send your text message, and get back on the road. It's a very safe way to get to that phone message. I think by practicing that, you'll also notice that you'll not pull over as much, and you'll just say, it's not important. I'm going to be at my destination in 10 minutes. I'll just look at my phone in 10 minutes. Again, it's just practice. You get in the habit of, okay, I'm going to pull over every time I'm going to answer my cell phone. You're just going to stop answering it, and you're going to get to your destination, and then before you walk in the grocery store, just text your buddy back. Ha, you didn't need to do that while you're driving. You can, do that once you got there. So, some statistics. Drivers talking on a handheld or hands-free cell phone are 4 times as likely to be involved in a car crash. So, being on your cell phone, you now are 4 times more likely to get into an accident. The number one cause of workplace death is car crashes. So, that is number one, and that's something that has kind of crept up through that list over the years. National Safety Council estimates last year that 25% of all crashes involved cell phones. This year, 1 year later, it's 35%. So an additional 10% of all crashes now involve cell phones, which is 1.6 million crashes a year are due to cell phones. 1.6 million preventable accidents per year because of cell phones. And 11 teens die every day, resulting in cell phone and texting while driving usage. And, on that note, let's say you have these children in your vehicle with you, and they see the habits of their drivers, and when they become drivers themselves, they learn these habits, and they see that it's cool or okay to be on their cell phones while driving the car. That's one of those things where if you pull over to take that phone call, odds are they'll do the same thing. And, they're not as experienced of drivers as you are, so it's helpful to kind of set a good example for them when you're driving. The human brain can't multitask. It can't actually focus on multiple tasks at the same time. A lot of people will argue with me on that, but it's science. What it does is just shifts its focus from one thing to another very quickly. So it's bouncing back and forth, but you can't actually focus on 2 tasks simultaneously. So when you're on the phone, let's just say you're on Bluetooth, and you're in an engaging phone call, and you're talking, and having a conversation. You're focusing on that conversation. Have you ever kind of, maybe slammed on your brakes to a stop sign, flew through a stop sign, and you're on your cell phone on Bluetooth? you realize that you're focusing on the conversation. You can also focus on driving. You got to pick one or the other. So the fact that you can't multitask, you got to remember that you can only do one thing at a time. And I think driving is a good thing to do while you're in your car as opposed to talking on your cell phone.
Truth.
So, again, on your way home, on your way to work, whatever it is, just enjoy that quiet time. Listen to the radio, but try to stay off your cell phone. Let's just make a point of it in April, being that it is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, to do that, make an effort. And if you absolutely want some lessons on how to control your radio and navigation system with your voice commands, I mean, most vehicles have that stuff in there, but people aren't utilizing it right now. Come into Snell Motors. It's super easy. On the way here, I used my voice command system to tune into this radio station, and I was focused on the road, tuned into the station, wasn't looking down, twisting knobs and things like that. It's one of those little extra things that can help, and if it's 1.6 million down to 1.5 million next year because people take this seriously, I think it's worth making a conscious effort to do something.
Absolutely. Jeff Wondra with us today. Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Jeff in for Wheels with Wondra from Snell Motors on the corner of Madison Avenue and Highway 22 here in Mankato. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mankato.